Då börjar vi bli redo att dra igång Helena med gäst. Helenas talkshow som är, vilken gång i ordningen? Hur många gånger har du haft det här, Helena? Tredje gången här på Runsten. Fjärde gången tydligen. Ja, fjärde gången här på Runsten. Det brukar alltid vara lika roligt, spännande, intressant att lyssna. Idag har Helena Jakob Hellström som en av sina gäster. Som är tävlingsryttare. Han tävlar här på Runsten den här helgen bland annat med fina framgångar. Och våran eminenta banbyggare, our course designer from Holland, Quintin Marteens. Och vi ska få höra lite grann vad Helena ska fråga dem här om. Jag lämnar över till dig, Helena. Tack.
Första problemet, hur får man igång micken?
Första problemet, hur får man igång micken?
Jag är också ryttare bara.
Eller på mitten kanske. Prata.
Hallå? I'm gonna take the first, jag kommer ta första delen på engelska. Om det är någon som inte förstår så får ni vifta lite så översätter jag. Men jag är inte så bra på engelska så ni förstår säkert det. Jag svinglar till det lite. Eller det är i alla fall enda sättet för Mr. Martens pratar inte svenska och jag pratar inte holländska. Men Jakob, du påstod att du pratade lite holländska.
Ingenting nästan.
Nej.
Lite bara.
Ja, så det blir vi kommer inte att snacka så mycket helt enkelt idag. Okej. It's the first time you are here in Sweden. No, you were in Gothenburg, I think.
Yes, I was in Gothenburg with Louis, and we had a really nice time there. So when I got invited back, I was quite happy to come back.
Okay. Can't you tell us a little bit about your background? How did you end up with horses?
I think, like most course designers, I wasn't a good enough rider, so then you become a course designer. That's the way it works in the world.
A little bit louder, please. Sorry.
And then, okay, like this. Like this better?
No.
So, and how much have you been competing?
I used to produce young horses, so I used to ride young horses a lot and ride them up to 140 or something like that level, 7-8-year-olds maybe.
Yeah.
And then I would.
Do you think you can? That is good that you have done that. Can you use it It's easier to think about what's.
Yes, I think the level. Okay, from a certain level, it doesn't have to be the highest level, but you need to be able to feel. I think.
Yeah.
When you're building, you need to think of how it would feel when you ride towards it, and it always helps when you've done it yourself. So.
Yeah. So for how long have you been course designer?
Since I was 24, so that's 10 years now. It's 16 years now.
And international?
I think probably level 3, 4, or 5 years now, and before that level 2. So about 8 years probably, something like that.
And what is your dreams? What your goals?
That's a difficult question, but I like to do things right and make the horses happy basically, and have nice results in a good way, and then we see where we end up. But it's nice to come to nice shows and.
Yeah. So one dream could be to be here even next year.
Oh yeah, that's my biggest dream.
So this is your living? This is what you live for? You course designing, or do you do something else?
Yes, I do this, and when I'm at home, I still have a couple of horses, so I work with them or I check up on them, and I train a couple of people with riding. So when I'm not in the horses here, I'm in horses at home. So.
But you more or less build every weekend, or?
Yes, I help Louis still a lot, so we do some shows together, and then I have my own shows, and then it's. I want to do a little bit less sometimes, but somehow my schedule always fills up again. So.
Okay. I wonder if you have some special that you could see that if you look at the course that you could say, oh, that's probably Quintin who is building this course. What do you want?
Well, what I hope is that my courses are fluent. Is that they have I think they have enough movement that's interesting, and they're not boring. That's what I hope. But they're still nice to ride. So I hope that it's the ride is nice, and maybe you have a fault on the way, but you still have a happy horse, and you've had a nice round, but maybe it was not your lucky day. And that's what I hope for.
I was thinking a little bit. The first day it was really nice for the horses. It was very good flow, and even in the jump offs. But I also was thinking that it was very nice, and we had to ride nice because there were not so many opportunities to do something crazy. Is that because we looked clumsy, or?
No, I think it's a little bit my style. I like to test the riding, and if you it's nice that I can insult people before I even
But do you when you go to a show? Okay, here you didn't know what to expect at all, so you have to, like a blind man, put the first course. But when you go to a show, do you adjust the courses?
Yes, and especially here, like you said, you go in blind, so I start a little bit open, and so everybody can ride in its own way, and then slowly we build it up, and it becomes more demanding, and you have to ride more my way. So
yeah. Do you think different when you build on grass or sand, like different lines, different?
Yes, it's a little bit different, but any footing is a little bit different. Even the one sand footing is a little bit different from the other. But you build a little bit more open on grass, but it's also nice. You can also make the horses canter a little bit more very often. I like grass very much myself, and it's friendly on the horses, I think. But you definitely take it into account with your designs.
And we were talking about it a little bit the other day here. I mean, from 20 years ago there was a lot of grass, and then the sand came, and now it's more and more and more sand. We were talking about that maybe in the future it's going to be a little bit more grass again because it's friendly to the horses, or do you think it's?
I hope so. I hope you're right. I'm a big fan of grass. I think it looks the nicest, and it's also the most natural for the horses, and it looks the best. I think on TV or when you're watching, it's just very nice to see a horse running on grass.
Yeah.
But I think the big championships we will go back to grass. I hope.
Yeah.
I really hope.
And you're also a lot in US. You build in Spruce Meadows.
Yes. I've been in Canada now five years, I think.
Yeah.
And it's been a huge privilege to go there. So
yeah.
It's nice.
And there is grass, or?
Everything is grass.
Everything
that's
is grass.
like the Wimbledon of the horse sport, and they are a big fan of grass, and they will always stay on grass. I don't think they will ever go to sand.
No. Do you build different when you go to Spruce Meadows from Europe?
I try to build. The difference in Spruce Meadows is that they want a competition from day one. So I don't think I built different on Sunday, basically on the last day. But there, the first day is also the last day because they really want the competition from day one. And here we can build it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And there you have to really start from day one. So that's a little bit the difference between there and here.
Okay. Will you say that also the riding is different? Is there?
There's different styles, but the biggest difference in Spruce Meadows is that it's just a huge arena. It's like there's an arena I built last month. It's 230 meters long, I think, and 125 or something wide. So if it's that big and that you have a big slope, then of course your tracks are going to be a little bit different. You can't compare.
No. So it's just one time there and one time back, and then
sort of just there, not back.
So. Tomorrow is gonna be the finals, so we hope you will be nice to us.
I try.
Good. Then
I do my best. I promise.
Thank you. So then I say thank you to you. So you can go back to your
Thank you very much.
food. and we go back to Swedish.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.